Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Better Together. Today, we have Miss Carmen, Michelle, and Pam here with us to share a little bit about what they are doing in their customer groups and building relationships with their customers. So thank you three, first of all, for being here. I am so excited to chat with you guys. You're all crushing it. Now, all of you were in our top 25 sellers this year. Pam being our #1 top seller in the entire company, Carmen at number 9, and Michelle number 17. So first of all, I want to congratulate you guys. Absolutely awesome job.
Thank you.
Of course. You guys are all building your business with new customers, but also I've talked to you guys before, and I know that having great relationships and maintaining that activity within your current customer community, specifically your TLCs, is super important to you guys. So first of all, I kind of want to ask all three of you this one to start off. You've all focused on building a community of customers. So you don't just have your customers. It really is a community. You guys have relationships with them. How have you done that? And I'll start with Carmen, just because she's at the top of my screen.
Okay. I think the relationship is obviously the most important part. I want my customers to feel like friends and not just clients. So for me, a lot of that starts face-to-face or in person. Developing the relationship. So really, in conversation with them, making sure they know that I'm interested in what their needs are, not just selling to them, so they feel like they're being heard. But then I intentionally get them started on something. So find the hole where they need filling, get them started on something. And then I always invite them to be a part of my online community where I continue to educate, encourage, share the sales, tips and tricks, videos, weekly, and ask them to be a part of that specifically, because that really is where I do most of my communicating with them. And then once they're in there, or even as, I'm inviting them to go in there, I'm inviting them to whatever's coming up next. So whether that's something I'm holding in person, or a challenge we've got going on as a group this month, or just maybe a educational video I'm going to do coming up. It's always inviting them to be a part of that, and then having something to follow up with. So just being intentional kind of with that process has helped.
Yeah, I love that. And also maintaining that relationship. And once you get them in that group and you're communicating with them regularly, I'm sure that makes it a lot easier. That's great.
Yes. Yep.
What about you, Michelle? How have you done that?
I started I was originally a part of Carmen's Facebook group. So I got to learn a lot from her and how she did things and stuff. And then at the beginning of 2021, I started my own Facebook group to kind of filter in my clients, potential clients and stuff too. But like Carmen said, it's a lot about the relationship, getting to know your person outside of skincare too. And then hopefully getting them in that Facebook group so that they can interact with different posts and stuff. And that's where I love to do a lot of just like teaching or tips and tricks and things about skincare, now hair, and, just keeping up that relationship of, learning new things, but also me intentionally reaching out to them and learning about them too. So whether it's like messages on Facebook, or just even, following them on different accounts, if they aren't local, or if they are local, just keeping that conversation going so that, so that it's not just like, oh, she always wants to talk about the skin.
Yeah, that's all she wants to talk about. Only talks to me when she wants to buy something. I love that. And I think that's such a big part of the authenticity piece, right? These are people first, and this is a people business, and we want to make sure that they feel like people before they feel like a customer. And I know that's really important to you too, Pam, especially when it comes to adding value. So you want to talk a little bit about how you've done that and built that community as well?
Yeah, these girls are amazing. And we all kind of, do the same thing in our groups, I guess, better in our own way, in our own words. And I think it's really important for people to understand, to know why they should trust us, right? I mean, because there's a million people selling beauty products. So why
Right.
us? So they get to know us a little bit, that we're going to be there for them. We follow up with them. I always say, I'm going to make sure that you love your products. I come with the products, right? And also that we're really grateful. I mean, I think it's really important for us to be thankful to our clients and our customers for their business and let them know that. So we'll do, Thankful Thursday or something, writing out those thank you notes occasionally, just letting them know that we're very thankful that they're supporting our small business. So yeah, I don't do anything hugely different than what they do. But again, just staying in touch and developing that relationship.
Yeah, that's so important. And when you're talking about this community that you have, are all of you guys, your community is mainly on Facebook or Instagram, or where is it? Carmen?
I find most of who I'm communicating with does Facebook. Like that seems to be a common denominator among most of my people.
Okay. And same for you, Michelle and Pam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like Facebook is a good place, especially when we're talking about that relationship, the responding, right? It's great for actually interacting. And when you're sharing that content and when you're adding the value, they are able to respond to it. Now they can on Instagram too, but I feel like a group is a more tight-knit place, right? Where you can actually have that interaction.
Right.
So Michelle, what kind of content do you post there primarily? Now, I know Carmen talked a little bit about like some videos once a week. Are you posting daily in your group?
I definitely don't post daily. I usually don't post anything on the weekend unless it's like something kind of impulsive. But I always go live on Wednesdays. That's like my day to do a live video of some sort inside my group. And then the rest of the week, I'm trying to post things that are either like funny or helpful, but a lot of times they relate to what I talked about on Wednesday. So it's kind of like a little bit of a rhythm in that sense. But yeah, so like, at the beginning of the week, I posted a little funny video thing, but then yesterday I went live, and then today I'll post something. So
Wednesday,
when I'm really on top of things, I schedule it all out and it's awesome. But summer happens and we got to get back into that. So yeah. Another thing I was going to say too is that I really, some place that I found that it's valuable for me to post regularly is in stories. Because I feel like a lot of people interact in stories, even more so than like posting on my wall and stuff. So I also try to post daily, like things that are happening in my life, mom life, homeschool, and then like filter in those skincare things too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, once again, that's that authenticity piece, right? Like they see you're a person first. You're a homeschooling mom, but you also have all this skincare business and are passionate about clean skincare. So I like that too, making sure that you're sharing regularly. And whenever I think about Pam, I always think about the word consistency. That's what she kind of preaches, right? Doing it regularly. Really though, every day is true. So, and obviously that's just a testament to her leadership, sharing that down through you guys, right? Making sure that you are showing up every day so that they know you're their person, right? For all things. So Pam, tell me about some of the activities that you do to build interest or add value in your group.
I think it was this spring that we, and I'll give the credit to Michelle and Carmen coming up with this idea to have a monthly theme. So we've been, putting our heads together and it's been really fun because although we have the same theme, we might create the same, Facebook photo or whatever, we all can just make it our own. And I think that's so important that you have to be yourself. You have to be genuine and not try to be somebody that you're not. And always thinking of how can I help, so, okay, we have this theme. Well, how can I help that person that might have these concerns, right? We're always talking to that person. So I will give the credit to them for that we've come up with that. And I don't know if you want to talk about those themes now or.
Yeah, you might as well. But I was going to ask you about them anyway. So go ahead. The themes, challenges. That's perfect.
Well, I think Michelle, why don't you share about the first one that we did, the girl wash your face?
Well, I did it 2 years ago and I thought it went really well in my group, but it's like the month of April has 30 days. And it's just like, I just challenged my people, was like, hey, let's do a 30-day girl wash your face challenge. and I made like a little calendar and stuff, and it went really well. So this year then I was like, hey, what if we all did that in all of our groups? And what Pam is saying is like, we get, we have like a weekly team call where we're brainstorming ideas, and it's so nice to like collaborate all together, but then like Pam said, go inside of our own groups and kind of do it in our own way. But it was, it's just a really fun, like I personally love challenges, whether it's like a health challenge or, reading challenge, whatever it is, that totally motivates me. And so I was like, maybe that will motivate my people too. And then they're washing their face, their skin's going to look better. They're using their product accordingly and everything. So it was a win-win, I think.
I love it. Awesome. Girl, wash your face. Is that what you called it? I love it.
Yeah. Girl, wash your face. There's actually a book called Girl, Wash Your Face. Nothing to do with that, but yes.
Okay. Got it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So that was in April. So what about some other themes and challenges that you guys have been doing?
Hi, Carmen. You want to share one?
Yeah.
Theme wise, we had acne theme for a month. So we kind of focused on that. There wasn't necessarily a challenge that went with that, but just sort of weekly teachings on acne. We focused on anti-aging before, so we can kind of highlight all of our amazing anti-aging products. What other challenge? We even ran just a hydration challenge for like a 2-week hydration challenge, just, to incorporate general health as well as our skin health. So
I think that's good too. Like it doesn't always have to be related to just skincare, right? And obviously staying hydrated does in fact benefit your skin, but you're kind of including everyone in there. And I like that too. So I know you guys have your Facebook groups and it's primarily made up of your current customers. So Pam, how would you funnel a potential customer into your group? And now I know you're using these activities with your current customers, but can it help you add new ones as well?
Absolutely, because you come up with the cute theme or the glowing summer skin or whatever, and you invite everybody to be a part of it, and to be a part of it, they have to be in your group, right? So yes, it's for the people in our group, but it's also to you can put it on your timeline, or if I'm in a networking group, I can say, hey, we're going to do this hydration challenge, would you like to be included? And you send them a link to your group. So definitely we always seem to get some new faces in our group when we do those types of things that they might become clients right away or down the road. Again, it's just so that they know what we have to offer, and when they have a concern, they're going to think of us, right? And they're going to get educated in the meantime. So and we send it out via email and text. I mean, you have to communicate with people all the ways, because not everybody is on Facebook. But it's going to benefit them to be in the group, obviously, because that's that community.
Yeah, exactly. The challenges, the tips and trick. That's perfect. So I think that piece is really important to remember, that not only are you catering to these people in your group, but you've constantly got to be pushing out information about these challenges or activities or themes that you guys are doing each month to make sure that you're attracting those new customers as well. That's great. And then Michelle, I know we've talked about this before, relationships with your TLCs specifically and your customers. It's huge for you. And I know Pam as well. So how are you building and maintaining these relationships with your customers? I know you have your group, but are you doing anything else to maintain these relationships?
I have been doing a lot more of intentionally inviting TLCs over, especially when I've got them like on the skincare. Just inviting them over to try other things, to get them, on the makeup and stuff like that. So seeing people in person has been really, really helpful for maintaining those relationships with TLCs. I've also, I don't know how many months ago now it was, earlier this spring, I actually went back through my TLCs, like previous orders, and sort of wrote down like for a TLC, what she had ordered the past few doorstep deliveries. And it was eye-opening, because I'm like, this person hasn't ordered cleanser in like 6 months. What's going on, and or just like this person has the same thing going every single month. And so it's given me a way to really just personalize. Like the other day, I just was on the phone with one of my TLCs, and she's like, And I'm like, hey, you got the BioLift and the microderm 2 times in a row. Like, is that what you wanted? Did you not have time? I'm always happy to help you, update your order. And she said, yeah, they were on vacation. She forgot. And she's like, don't worry, I'm going to give the microderm to my mom. I used the BioLift. And then I was like, please let me know if you want me to help you update your order. But if I hadn't been like keeping track, it just, it would have gone past me. And so that's something that has really helped me. And then what I do is when their next one's coming up, I look at what they either haven't tried or what they haven't had in a while. And then I kind of like send it through the share app and I'm like, hey, your order's coming up. Have you ever tried this? And it's been going really well that way. I love being able to use the share app in that way. And just know, because it's hard to keep track after a while, what people have tried and things like that. So yeah, that's one of the things.
Yeah, it makes you think though, right? Like keeping track of what they're ordering. And obviously you can't do it all the time, but it just kind of gives that personal touch point for you to be paying attention and offering that help. So I think that's great. And then Carmen, before we finish, I wanted to ask, so for a consultant who's listening right now and they don't have an active customer community, what would you suggest for them? What would be your advice?
I thought about this one because it's always good to think back of where you've been, right? And I would definitely say start with the friends and family. Everyone wants to help when they know you need help. And so for me, a huge part of my business, the majority of my business is local people. And so it was, the easiest thing for me to do was to just reach out to friends and family and be honest and say, hey, I'm starting this. I'm loving these products. Would you just try them and give me your honest review? And so I started a travel bag, which was a full set of skincare in a little Truor bag. And they got to take that home for 2 days and tell me what they thought. And I really tried to go into it with no expectations. Like, I just want your honest review. Tell me your favorite product. And tell me how you thought about how easy it was to use. It was like 75% of the time they became a client or a TLC. Wow. It was just, people loved it. And it's a product, you try it on and you're going to want it. And so that was a great way for me to get started. Asking my friends and family to just help me with some honest reviews and testimonies. I asked them to try samples. I also asked them, could you get like a sister and a neighbor to come and try it with you? And I'll come to you and just, sort of explain it and show you what I have. And we can make it a fun girls' night. And I'll even bring a bottle of wine. And so, most people are up for that. We did mimosas and makeovers or margaritas and makeover, just fun things like that. Girls like to get together. And so that has worked well for me as well. And then Pam has been such a wonderful teacher that consistency is key. And so I've tried to do that as best I can, continually showing up where I know my people are on social media so that, when I have lots of friends who aren't makeup wearers, they just don't wear makeup, right? Busy moms at home, homeschooling, nobody cares. And so, I want them to see that this hair care is amazing and I love it. So I'm continually dropping little, reviews and my own picture and different things on social media where I know they are, so that, if that's a need they have, they think of reaching out to me for that. So being consistent where you're sharing and even being consistent talking about it to your circle of friends is probably the best thing to get started.
That is awesome advice. I love that. And I think it's also something to think about, that not everyone you come in contact with is going to want everything, but there is something for everyone, right?
Absolutely.
So making sure that you're consistently showing up and sharing everything so that the one day they do realize they want to change their hair forever, that you're the person they reach out to, right? Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to add? I know you guys are better talking about what you do than I am. But I know that everybody had a lot of interest in the challenges that you're doing, because I think so many times it's hard to come up with new stuff to do, but you guys clearly have an awesome team dynamic where you guys are collaborating and coming up with ideas together. And it's a great example of, while you might be doing the same things in your group, it's not the same, and you've made it your own, and it is still authentic, and you're connecting with your people in your own way. But those challenges and themes sound like just a great place to start if you're not sure what to talk about in your group, right? You have a specific topic. So anything else that you guys can think about?
I think in the beginning, I thought I had to teach my people everything, right? Everything about probiotic and microbiome and all of that. And I feel like you just got to keep it simple for people so they can digest it.
Yeah.
And you got to repeat the message, repeat your message, repurpose your content. It's not always about coming up with something new. It's like, oh my gosh, I do a search in your group and you'll see you already talked about that and you can repurpose that content. And like Michelle said, we all go live at least, or, once a week, which I highly recommend. You'll get used to it. And then use that, whatever you're talking about in your live video throughout your week for your post and your email and all of that. So, I think that's just super important. Just keep it simple and think about how can I help? What is she looking for? What does she need? And why would she want to get it from me? Right? Why would she want to reach out to me for help? And that's what people want. They want somebody that they can trust.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's great advice.
And I was going to add to Logan that I think something that all of us added on this year, in addition to our Facebook group, is a texting app where we have added the people in our group are like, for the 30-day Girl Wash Your Face challenge, I can add people into like a text group for that so that I'm sending out messages because, reality is that you can post 100 times on Facebook and they might only see 3 of those posts,
Totally.
Whereas in a text message, it's a lot more likely that they're going to at least see it and hopefully open it up and read it.
Yeah.
And so that has been a really great way. Like, I know we all have said that we get so much more engagement too when we're sending out text messages through that. So it's like Pam said, you want to hit them from an email and the Facebook group and the text and just from all angles, because we do need to hear messages a lot. In fact, this past doorstep delivery time, I just sent out a message like the day before. I'm like, I'm the mom who needs tons of reminders. So I'm just reminding you one more time. And one of the moms was like, thank you so much. I needed this, we need those reminders. So
yeah, absolutely. What is that app that you guys are using?
It's called Hit 'em Up.
Hit 'em Up.
Hit 'em Up. Yeah.
Write that down. Okay. Good to know. That's awesome. And just another way to reach people, like you said. So that's perfect.
And one other thing, Logan, about the challenges specifically, it's been refreshing to me doing the business for a few years now. You sort of sometimes can get in a spot where you're like, I don't know how to reach new people, like you just get stuck. And so especially the Wash Your Face challenge, it was something that I could reach out to anyone with, all of my friends, whether I've talked to them or not. And to be able to just offer them something simple that's not going to be overwhelming, but like, oh yeah, I could do that. That's something I need, was a way to open the door to talk a little bit more about why I'm doing it and what I'm using. And, even a challenge like a purge your kitchen challenge, right? Like minimize your kitchen. There's different ways that can just open a door to a new relationship with someone. So that's kind of why I have loved them, is because it's giving me a new excuse to reconnect with different people, maybe in a different way, and then allow more conversation about the products we offer.
Yeah, no, that's perfect for those of us who feel like we've kind of fished our pool already. It's a great way to connect with new people. So that's a good point too. Awesome. Did we cover it all? Are we good? You guys are rock stars. Thank you again so much for agreeing to share. It's helpful to get these new ideas to implement into your own groups. I know a lot of consultants have set up their groups and they're just kind of not sure how to get started. So this has been awesome. I want to thank you guys again and congratulate you again on our top sellers. I am so excited to continue watching. I always see your updates on your challenges that you're doing. So I knew the challenge that you're doing, but I asked the questions for those who didn't, but I love seeing it. So thank you guys again for being so willing to share, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Logan.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye.